What if I told you there's one habit, just one gentle, doable habit, that could help protect you from 90% of the illnesses that slow us down as we age? And what if it didn't require a prescription, a treadmill, or expensive treatments? Because here's the truth. The body doesn't age just from the outside, it ages most from the inside, from how we treat it, feed it, and listen to it. And the habit I'm about to share with you is something most people ignore until it's too late. But you don't have to. So today, let's sit down, like old friends on a quiet afternoon, and talk heart to heart about the one thing that could change your health, your energy, your peace, maybe even extend your years with your grandchildren. And the best part? You can start this today, right now, no cost, no struggle, just care. Let's begin. Number 1. The forgotten healing power of hydration. It sounds too simple to be true, doesn't it? But the most overlooked daily health habit, especially among seniors, is drinking enough water. You might think, I'm not thirsty that often. Or maybe, I drink tea, coffee, juice, and that counts, right? But the truth is, as we age, our natural thirst signal fades, like a porch light dimming over time. And by the time you feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. What does dehydration do to a 70-year-old body? It thickens your blood. It slows down digestion. It makes your brain foggy. It strains your kidneys. It dries out your joints. It tightens your muscles. It even messes with your balance, increasing your risk of falls. One small habit, missing water, and suddenly your whole system starts grinding like an old clock without oil. I once met an 82-year-old woman named Ruth. She was sharp, funny, full of stories, but she kept getting dizzy spells and fatigue. Doctors ran all the tests. Nothing serious, you know what it was? She was barely drinking 2 glasses of water a day. No one had told her that her kidneys needed more help now, or that her brain fog wasn't memory loss. It was just thirst. When she started drinking 6 to 8 cups of water a day, not all at once, just slowly throughout, her energy came back. The dizziness stopped. She even said her knees felt less stiff. Water doesn't just quench your thirst, it cleans your system, it cushions your joints, it clears your mind. It keeps your heart from working overtime. So here's your daily goal. Start your morning with a glass of warm water. Sip throughout the day, not just at meals. And don't wait until you're thirsty. It's the easiest medicine your body's been begging for. Number 2. Gentle movement, the medicine you can't buy. You don't need to run a marathon, but every time you sit too long, your body thinks it's done for the day. Your blood slows, your muscles shrink, your joints stiffen. Motion is the secret language of life. Your heart, it's a muscle. Your brain, it loves oxygen from moving blood. Your bones, they stay strong only when you give them a reason to. I remember my Uncle Charlie. He was a proud, stubborn man. After retirement, he mostly stayed in his recliner, said he'd earned his rest. But within a year, he needed help just getting up. His legs had weakened, not from illness, but from stillness. Compare that with Maria, 76 years old, my neighbor. Every morning, rain or shine, she walks the block with her little dog. Not fast, not far, but every day. She says it keeps her sane, and she's never had a fall. It's not about breaking a sweat. It's about telling your body we're still in this together. Walk around the house during commercials, stretch while brushing your teeth, take 5 deep breaths, and lift your arms slowly to the sky each morning. That's movement, that's medicine. Because when your body moves, your mood lifts, your organs work better, your risk of disease drops, and life just feels more alive. Number 3, breathe like you deserve to be here. Breathing is something we do without thinking, but how often do we do it right? As we age, we tend to breathe shallower, especially when we're anxious, in pain, or tired. But deep, slow, full breathing is like sending a message to your body that says, you're safe, you're calm, keep going. You know those moments when your chest feels tight, or your heart beats a little too fast, or you forget what you were doing and feel overwhelmed. That's your body saying, pause, breathe. There's a simple exercise I tell my older friends. Sit comfortably. Put one hand on your belly. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 4. Exhale through your mouth for 6. Do this 5 times. What does it do? It lowers your blood pressure, clears your head, strengthens your lungs, and most importantly, it brings you back to the present moment. Even 5 minutes of slow breathing a day, especially in the morning or before sleep, helps reduce the kind of chronic inflammation that causes heart problems, joint pain, and mental fog. It's your built-in healing system, and it's always been there, you just have to use it. So next time you're feeling off, don't reach for the remote. Don't pour another cup of coffee. Just breathe. Like your health depends on it, because it does. Number 4. Protect your sleep like it's sacred. So many seniors I talk to say the same thing. I wake up at 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep. My sleep's just not what it used to be. I guess that's normal when you're older, right? But poor sleep isn't just a nuisance. It's one of the root causes of disease. When you don't sleep well, your immune system weakens, your memory gets foggy, your blood sugar rises, your mood dips, and your heart works harder than it should. And here's the part no one tells you. It's not just about sleeping longer. It's about sleeping deeper. Your body heals itself during the deepest stages of sleep. That's when cells repair, inflammation goes down, and the brain clears out waste, like sweeping out the dust of the day. So how can you protect your sleep? First, set a rhythm. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Second, make your bedroom a haven. Dim the lights. No screens for an hour before bed. Soft blankets. Familiar smells, like lavender or fresh linen. And most importantly, no heavy meals or worrying thoughts before bed. One woman I spoke with keeps a worry notebook. Every night she writes down what's on her mind, closes the book and tells herself, I'll deal with this tomorrow. Tonight, I rest. It works because your body needs a break from stress, even if the world doesn't stop turning. And if you wake up in the middle of the night, don't fight it. Breathe deeply. Stretch your hands. Pray, if you believe, or just listen to the silence. Trust that your body knows what it's doing. You've made it through so many storms. Let sleep be your shelter now. Number 5. Eat simply, eat slowly, eat with love. Let's be honest, food used to be different. It used to grow in our backyards. It was shared around the table, not eaten in front of a TV. It smelled of home. It tasted like childhood. And it brought people together. But now, food comes in boxes, wrapped in plastic, stamped with expiration dates we can't pronounce. And many seniors today have stopped enjoying meals. Either they're alone or cooking feels like too much work, or they've lost their appetite altogether. But here's the truth you deserve to hear. Food is still medicine, and how you eat matters just as much as what you eat. Let me tell you about George, 79, widowed, quiet. He used to heat up canned soup or frozen dinners most nights, said it was easier, but he was always tired. His blood sugar kept climbing. His stomach hurt often. One day his granddaughter visited and insisted they cook something from scratch together, just scrambled eggs, toast, and some sautéed greens. They sat at the table, talked, laughed. He ate slowly. No distractions, and you know what he told me later. I hadn't felt that alive in years. It was just breakfast, but it felt like a hug. When you cook, even something small, you tell your body, I still care. When you eat slowly, you give your stomach time to do its job. When you eat whole foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, simple grains, you give your cells the fuel to fight disease and repair damage. You don't need a fancy diet. You don't need to count calories. You just need to return to food that's alive, not boxed and forgotten. Start small. A boiled egg instead of processed meat. An apple instead of cookies. Oatmeal with berries instead of sugary cereal. A cup of warm herbal tea instead of soda. And most importantly, eat with someone when you can. A neighbor, a friend. Even a phone call while you eat can bring comfort, because food should not only fill your belly, it should fill your soul. Number 6. Forgive and let go, not for them, but for you. You've lived through things others can't imagine, betrayals that left invisible scars, family members who turned away, friends who said things they never apologized for, regrets that still visit you at night, whispering, what if I had done things differently? And maybe, just maybe, you've carried that pain for years. Quietly, it sits in your chest, behind your ribs, in your back, in your gut. But here's what very few people understand. Emotional pain that's not released becomes physical pain. Bitterness becomes tension. Unforgiveness becomes inflammation. Grief becomes fatigue. There's an old saying, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. But forgiveness isn't about letting anyone off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the weight that's been dragging you down. I once met a woman named Ellen. Her sister hadn't spoken to her in 14 years. Over a family argument no one even remembered clearly. Ellen would bring it up often. Her blood pressure would rise. She'd lose sleep. She felt stuck in a loop of sadness and resentment. Until one day in her church group someone asked, "Are you waiting for an apology or are you ready to be free?" She cried for the first time in years. And you know what she did? She wrote a letter she never sent. She poured her feelings onto the page. Then she folded it, prayed over it, and burned it safely in her fireplace. Not to forget, but to release. After that day, she told me her chest felt lighter, her sleep improved. Even her digestion, which had bothered her for years, started settling. You don't need to call the person who hurt you. You don't need to excuse what happened, but you do need to tell your own heart, it's okay to stop carrying this. And forgiveness? It's not a one-time act. It's a daily habit. Every morning, take a deep breath and say, I choose peace over poison. I choose healing over hurt, because your body listens and it wants you to let go. You've given so much in your life. Don't let what was done to you or not done for you steal what's still ahead. Number 7, connect, because loneliness is the silent killer. There's something that steals life more quietly than any disease. It doesn't show up on an X-ray. It doesn't always make your body ache, but it chips away at your will to thrive. It's called loneliness, and for millions of seniors, it's the shadow no one talks about. You can be surrounded by people and still feel invisible. You can have children, neighbors, even a spouse, but feel like no one really sees you anymore. And here's the heartbreaking part. Loneliness is not just emotional. It's deeply physical. Studies have shown it increases your risk of heart disease, dementia, stroke, even early death. Yes, the absence of connection can damage your health just like smoking or poor diet. Why? Because humans were never meant to live in isolation. We were built to share, to laugh, to be touched, to be needed. I remember Frank, a 74-year-old veteran I once interviewed. Strong, quiet, polite, lived alone since his wife passed. He said, I used to go days without hearing my own voice out loud. Sometimes I'd turn on the radio just to feel like someone was in the room. That line never left me. And yet, after joining a community garden project just once a week, his entire life began to brighten. He wasn't even interested in vegetables. But the people, the greetings, the shared stories, they brought something back to him. So here's the truth you need to hear today. Your body heals faster when your heart feels connected. Your brain stays sharper when you share your thoughts. Your soul grows lighter when someone says, I missed you. And the good news? Connection doesn't have to be complicated. Call someone you've lost touch with, even if it's been years. Join a walking group or library circle. Invite a neighbor over for tea, even if your house isn't perfect. Volunteer. Share your wisdom. Let someone learn from you. Or simply sit on your porch and smile at people passing by. You'd be amazed what a smile does for a heart. The habit of daily connection, even one meaningful moment a day, can lower inflammation, strengthen immunity, improve mood, and even help you live longer. So don't believe the lie that you're alone. Someone out there needs your story, your voice, your smile. Let connection be your daily medicine, because it is. Number 8, think good thoughts. Because the mind controls the body. The body obeys the mind more than we realize. Every thought we have, every worry, every hope, every fear, sends signals to our organs, to our nerves, to our very cells. And over time, those thoughts either heal us or hurt us. There's a saying I hold dear. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. Now, this isn't about positive thinking like plastering a fake smile. This is deeper. This is about mental hygiene. Keeping your inner world clean, kind, and calm. Too often, older adults replay the past like a sad song. Regrets over choices, guilt over things said or unsaid, anger that still simmers under the surface, fear of decline, fear of death, fear of being a burden. And day by day, those thoughts become the background noise of your body. They tighten your chest, cloud your brain, slow your digestion, disrupt your sleep. But the opposite is also true. I met an 88-year-old man, Mr. Harris, who had Parkinson's. He moved slowly, his speech slurred. But every morning he'd sit by his window, drink his tea and whisper, "Thank you for one more sunrise." And do you know what? His doctors were shocked at how slowly his disease progressed. Why? Because he trained his mind to look for what's working, not just what's failing. Here's what you can do. Start each day with one kind thought. It can be about yourself, someone you love, or something simple, like the scent of your coffee. Replace fear with curiosity. Instead of, "What if I get worse?" ask, "What can I still enjoy today?" Limit your news intake. Protect your peace. The world will go on, but your peace is sacred. Meditate for 5 minutes. Or just sit quietly, eyes closed, and listen to your breath. That's meditation too. Speak kindly to yourself. If you wouldn't say it to your best friend, don't say it to yourself. The habit of healthy thinking, even just 5 mindful minutes a day, can lower stress hormones, boost immunity, reduce pain, and even protect your brain from aging-related decline. So today, begin again, not with denial, but with gentle guidance for your own mind. Talk to yourself like someone who's worth saving, because you are. Number 9. Wake with purpose, because the body follows meaning. The final habit, the one that weaves all others together, is simple yet powerful. Have a reason to get up every day. That reason can be small, but it must be yours. You see, when we're younger, life pulls us out of bed. Jobs, kids, responsibilities. But in our later years, when things slow down, it's easy to drift, to feel unneeded, to wonder, what am I waking up for? But the human spirit shrinks without purpose, and the body follows. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It can be planting a tomato seed, writing a letter, praying for someone in need, feeding the birds, learning something new, telling your story to your grandchildren so it lives on. I once spoke with a 90-year-old woman who painted stones with words of encouragement. She'd leave them around her neighborhood park. When I asked why, she said, "Because someone might need it, and I still have love to give." That's purpose. Purpose makes your heart beat stronger. It keeps your immune system alert. It sharpens your memory. It even helps with pain. Purpose is fuel. It's what keeps the soul warm, even when the body aches. So ask yourself gently each night, what little joy can I bring tomorrow? What's one thing I can look forward to? Then write it down, or say it out loud. And let that be your anchor when the waves of aging feel heavy, because you're still here, still breathing, still needed. Don't let the world rush you. Don't let anyone, even your own thoughts, tell you your best days are behind you. You matter. Right now, and this habit of purpose, that might just be the one that heals you most of all.